Arsenal. After putting 6 past West Ham last week, they came back and put 5 past Burnley. That's what? 11 goals in their last 2 games. And believe it or not, Arsenal are in this title fight. Take a look. All right, so listen, Arsenal. When Kai Havertz scores, then you know they were really good. This Arsenal team, the most impressive thing about them for me is that they've played most of this season scoring all these number of goals without a proper recognizable striker.
Yeah, I wonder if that is going to come back to haunt them later. But credit to Arsenal in this game. They got the goals, and it's back-to-back games that they've got plenty goals going for them. And the most important thing for Mikel Arteta would be the fact that some of his players who, at some point in the season, were not necessarily finding their rhythm in Saka and Odegaard are looking like they're back to their best. Odegaard is playing some of the phenomenal game that we've seen him play. Saka as well is back amongst the goals. Trossard, whenever he's caught upon, is popping up. Kai Havertz as well. So yeah, it looks good for Arsenal, but Burnley, what are they trying to do in the league, really? Because they clearly do not have the quality to play the way they want to play. And I'm thinking that you would accept your level and try to be competitive in a football game by coming up with a style that makes you competitive. Obviously, if they want to play expansive football, they don't have what it takes to compete in the Premier League. And when you look at that Kai Havertz goal, it's a clear example where it's a throw-in and they are playing a save. They want to set an offside trap for a throw-in.
It makes no sense.
It's funny, it really is. But yeah, listen, credit to Arsenal that they are still in and around the title chase. They'll be there. They'll be competing. It's now a 3-horse race. And Arsenal, Arteta will be happy that he can get goals from different players. Trossard, Odegaard, Saka, Kai Havertz can score. We saw Gabriel Magalhaes 2 games ago scoring back-to-back games. So that is positive. But I think that at some point, when the goals are not coming from all these other players, is that one clinical finisher that maybe made it different, but they won't care now.
There was a time when Saka wasn't on form, and Arsenal were struggling.
Yeah.
I think there was a stats from this weekend that showed that he had scored more goals now than Cristiano Ronaldo at the same number of matches.
No, age.
At the same age. Is it a bit... Just how good is he? Because sometimes, maybe because of the team he plays with, people don't think that he is... Is he an elite talent, Saka?
It depends on how you are looking at it. If you are looking at it in Hazard's terms or Hazard's...
Hazard's definition.
His definition, No, seriously. Then I will say no. But in modern day football, it's changed.
Where numbers matter.
It's not about numbers. It's about your usefulness to the system.
Right.
And in that, Arsenal have identified, obviously, they are the ones who train the boy. They know exactly what he's good at. They know what he's not good at. And they've been able to create a system that brings the best out of him, highlights his strengths, minimizes his weaknesses, and he's bringing the numbers. And you see, for him, it's not just about numbers. You look at all the excesses that he does, even in the times when he wasn't necessarily playing well or getting in the numbers, he still compensates in some aspect of the game by what he does when he doesn't even have the ball. So for me, yes, if you are looking at in terms of the modern day definition of what a footballer is, I think he's elite. He's a top class talent. But in terms of Hazard's definition,
I agree with Danny because in the Premier League, apart from Mohamed Salah in that position, I'm not sure there's any player who's better than Saka.
Yeah.
And if I want to extend that to the rest of Europe, he probably ranks second, third best player in that position, playing on the right forward channel. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not sure City have got a player in that position who is as good as Saka is now. I'm not apart from Mohamed Salah, as I mentioned, no Man United, not. For Foden is not typical. For Foden will work in a City system, but if you take Foden and put him in that position for England or any other team where he has to play as a forward who has the best of pace, takes on couple of players, Saka will be better than him. It's the more reason why Foden doesn't find a spot in that England team, but at City he's unplayable at times because of the system.
Is Saka one of those players that... Okay, this is no disrespect to Arsenal fans, or Arsenal Football Club, but is Saka one of those players that a big club could come in and say they want to buy him because he's that good and could survive in the system, or he looks like he's the kind of player that only thrives in the Arsenal system?
No, I don't think so, because even when you watch him at England, he does really well. My point is, players like, even remember Mohamed Salah, because he's not as aesthetically pleasing on the ball as we've seen some
He doesn't
left
do too
side.
many
He
tricks.
doesn't do too many tricks. It took consistency for him to shut his doubters up.
Yeah.
And with Saka, I think he's getting there. He's given the last 2 seasons have been really good.
Very good.
This will be 3 seasons in a row where he's performing at a certain level. It will reach a point where people will just stop talking about these things because it's about consistency, and I think he's getting there.
Let's take